Panzu dragged himself a bit wide into a position where the angle was closed. Still got his body positioning well above the ball to make sure it didn't go above target. Stayed relatively low. Here he is again, Elian Panzu. We're seeing so many situations where the Simba players are managing to put the ball in between their man's legs. It's a nutmeg party for Simba SC. But Stellenbosch won't mind as long as they keep their goal and their sheet clean. If they can escape with a 0-0, they wouldn't be too disappointed. Andre de Jong struggling to control the ball that was in his path. Can that be a costly mistake? Because here comes Kibude, plays it right, low cross, struggling to be cleared out of the dangerous area by Stellenbosch. Finally, it's a good long ball that finds Nasibo Nku. He's going to wait for his teammates instead of play the counter. He's in no rush to go forward, and Stellenbosch are going to try to keep some possession here. But they didn't connect. Andre de Jong, that pass towards him was wayward. Fadlu Davids surely disappointed that his team haven't managed to open the scoring just yet. The Confederations Cup, they have a tendency of scoring most of their goals between the 16th and 30th minute. Not to say that they're incapable of scoring after, but it's usually when they peak from a purely numbers point of view. However, we are now in the semi-final, an opening leg. Higher stakes, higher drama. Outside of the foot from Dennis Kibu. Used it to perfection earlier on in this match, but not so much success this time around. Masaluke doesn't seem like any hurry to restart play. Not the most academic save that he made, palming it downwards, but it's important when you make these kinds of saves for a goalkeeper is to ensure you don't bat the ball back into the path of an incoming striker who's ready to collect the crumbs, so to speak. And the crumbs in that case would have been a clear view on the goal in a semi-final of the Total Energies CAF Confederation Cup. Just seems like the first team to score may be the one to hold on to that advantage. By the way things are going, not the most open encounter of football. It's a pity from Fawaz Bassedian, who went all the way into the corner flag to try and send in the delivery, but lacked power. He's bailed out by one of his teammates who may have to collect the yellow card. Yeah. God's will. Enyanaya. The first to be booked by Jean-Jacques Ndala, the Congolese referee of today's match. The stadium is rocking. So much noise being produced here at the Newmont complex in Zanzibar. 15,000 strong. Lots of supporters of Simba. We're yet to claim a trophy on the continental stage. They've Their best performance was in the Champions League. It's a semi-final appearance way back in 1974. And they had runs at the quarterfinals in 2019, 2021, and 2023. So they're in a positive trajectory. In 2019, it was a 4-1 loss to TP Mazembe, 2021, they lost 4-3 to Kaiser Chiefs. Here's Kibu, he's facing the goal. He's tripped up and wins a key free kick in a dangerous position. And Olivier Touré picks up a yellow card too, so 2 yellow cards for Stelli's quick succession. Dennis Kibu is fearless when he charges towards the goal. So he keeps it the perfect distance from his feet, knows exactly his own capabilities, and has waited the last possible moment. And Olivier Touré picks up a foul for contestation, not even for committing the foul. Or is it Jabbar who does commit the foul? It's not even Olivier Touré. It's Ibrahim Jabbar who will collect the yellow card. Brandished by Jean-Jacques Ngambodala. Don't believe he can complain there. It's only the slightest of touches that can render a player off balance when they're traveling with speed. The perfect distance from his feet. Touch the ball, knows exactly his own capabilities, and it's going to put the referee in a very waited the last possible moment. Whistle. And Olivier Touré picks up a foul for contestation, not even for committing the foul. Or is it Jabbar who does commit the foul? It's not even Olivier Touré. It's Ibrahim Jabbar who will collect the yellow card, consulting. Brandished by Jean-Jacques captain Mohamed Hussein. Don't believe Hussein playing there, 8 years of age. It's only the slightest of touches that can render a player off balance at the international level. They're traveling with speed. Also has been participant in their Champions League campaigns. Has 44 cap appearances. However, in the standings this season, it's not been a memorable one for Simba so far. Of course, they can still come back on young Africans, but they're 10 points behind. They have 3 matches in hand, but they have to win them all just to be 1 point behind them. Is it going to be the captain, Mohamed Hussein? Jean-Charles Awa, audacious attempt. Seems like he was trying to disguise a cross. At the last moment, sent a shot to the first post, and Skyne Masuduke comfortably palming the balls to the right, well, to the left. Here's the cross. Now we're seeing the pace of Nko on display here. He's being chased by Mohamed Hussein. Isn't called for a foul. Bailed out by the anticipation. Andre de Jong went for the low cross, but didn't have a teammate there to look for it. Andre de Jong again opting for the low cross. You could see he was trying to find Devin Titus in a position where he was on the edge of the 6-yard box. It's much better here from the Stellies. The South African side have won another throw-in. We've seen earlier on in this match how dangerous they can be if they find Andre de Jong on near the first post. He can flick it on for a teammate. And they have several different throw-in takers, whether it's Anyanaya, Molosiane, or Bassadien. He's in search of Olivier Touré. He isn't found. Dennis Kibu, wonderful. Sensational dribbling from Dennis Kibu. He's going to keep going all on his own. This time the referee isn't convinced. He goes to ground. Stays down. And Jean-Jacques Ngambondala, the referee, has some work to do here because two players have gone down. Denis Kibu initially at the end of his run. And then in response, perhaps, without containing his momentum, Sibon Ku was challenged and brought to the ground. Seemed more of a clear foul. May have been in response to that challenge that went unwhistled. But focusing on the ball playing and the movement and the dribbling of Denis Kibu, unbelievable how he was able to rid himself of the pressure. It's a very physical challenge from the number 21 Yusuf Kokoma, a real defensive midfielder. And he was impeded, Denis Kibu, from behind. You could see his right heel was clipped, but felt like he was also trying to appeal for a foul and deliberately win one. Was maybe at the end of his road. Here he is again, Denis Kibu. Oh, and just gets away from two players.
My easiest things to create is current affairs, because 50% has already been done.
But it's also satire.
Yes, satire, exactly.
Yeah, sure.
So 50% has been done.
Yeah.
But my worry is, and I've seen Itumbi with the handbook, and I was so happy because now we are following the handbook. But when it comes now on the other side, because that's not him who makes the decision, when it comes to having a CS, we throw the handbook of the country, which is the constitution, and now we say a CS must not be a technocrat. Wewe ni beshte yangu. Again, we are talking about a teacher who is going to teach drama must not be a TSC. But now when it comes to the country, anyone, wewe, do you have anything in health? Ai, hauna. CS kuja tumpatie hii ya health. Haya, tunaenda security. Hauna mahali umeguzana security, tunapatia. So at the end of the day, the people who are not, like for example, we have a board chair who is not an engineer, but she's sitting anaambia engineer. So what does that also tell us? So I think we must walk the talk. And the problem I have is, like, we have two mouths. So today, the government is speaking from this mouth, saying, never again, that thing lingers in my head, never again shall people be killed. And then this other mouth
kills.
Yes. Then the next day, never again abduction.
Yes.
It happens. Never again corruption. It happens. So that's why we are not quick to believe what the government is saying, and that's why these voices are coming even from the children, because now kidogo kidogo chapati, even now it might be true tutapata